What is up, everybody? I'm RDV, and I'm here with my family. They're all here today. Zach is back on the top five forever.
When did I leave the top five? Was
You
I
weren't here
missing last week?
Yeah, 2 weeks, is it?
Was it 2 weeks? I don't. Time is a
It feels like it.
time is a thing in the
Actually,
matrix.
you know what? You weren't. Yeah, you weren't here last week. Brain wasn't here last week. It was just me.
That's right. I remember now because you were saying it was just. Yeah, I remember that now. Time is a construct.
Literally, I was all by myself.
That was me for 6 hours at the auto shop today.
Literally, I was humming "Alone Again."
All by myself.
Yeah, you could have just been humming all by myself by the late Eric Carmen.
Yes. Who had hungry eyes.
I forgot.
It's going to come to me. It's going to come to me.
Oh, you should hope it doesn't.
The name starts with two. There's two D's in the name.
Duran Duran?
No.
No, I'm thinking of a different song.
That's Hungry Like the Wolf.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Breen new.
So another hint. This guy was very popular. Died of a horrible, tragic death. Can't fight with cancer. He was considered the very most probably one of the sexiest guys alive. He was in Point Break.
Even though we will always know him from Skate Town, USA.
Exactly. He's looking it up.
No, I'm sharing this out on social media. I'm sharing the stream out.
Well, here's another. What was the other one? There was another big song in that movie. Do you remember? Other than Hungry Eyes.
I don't even remember what movie you're talking about. So
well, it was dirty and people were dancing.
Okay. That was in
Dirty Dancing.
Yeah, Hungry Eyes. Eric Carmen, Patrick Swayze. The guy had more swagger than anybody ever.
Yeah, wasn't the other one Time of My Life?
Yeah.
That's when they danced to it.
Every Brothers, yeah.
The where he raises her up over the head, yeah.
Then spins her and then throws her. No. Oh, that's
only that would have been a much better movie.
I was kind of hoping he'd just put her in a pile driver. And
I wanted to do with the Muppets where Kermit's and he's like, no, Miss Piggy, and he quickly she crushes him. But yeah, Patrick Swayze, man, I could talk for hours about that. He's one of my favorite actors growing up.
I prefer Kurt Russell. Who wins, Kurt Russell or Patrick Swayze?
Kurt Russell.
Well, Kurt Russell. Patrick Swayze's dead.
Okay, I didn't mean in an actual head-to-head fight, but I meant movies, comparing movies, who wins.
I still say Swayze over Kurt. Kurt Russell did have a few good hits, but a
few good hits.
Okay, name your favorite Kurt Russell movie.
I mean, there's Big Trouble in Little China would probably be the top one. But his film career does also go much longer, too. He had Miracle, which was late 2000s, early 2010s?
Well, for someone who grew up basically the first Disney child actor, he has good range. I mean, Escape from New York.
Yeah, Escape to New York's another one.
I would say it's probably my favorite him is Escape from New York is Kurt Russell.
That's a good one. The one where he plays Metal Gear Solid.
My favorite is a movie that I don't think anybody even remembers, Captain Ron.
Yes.
No, I know about Captain Ron. I know Captain Ron.
And that had Martin Short in it, right?
Did it have Martin Short?
It may have. I haven't seen it in a long time.
He might have been. I know he was the family. Yeah, he was with, and he had the glass eye.
It was Martin Short. Doggone. See?
Useless 90s trivia or 80s, late 80s trivia.
No, it's 92. Early 90s.
92? Okay, I remember what's going on to Maranya? Let's go over to Undead Quentin and Theo Dragon. Anybody else is tuning in right now?
Tombstone. How did I forget Tombstone?
Yes.
Oh, man. I'm going to change my answer from Big Trouble in Little China to Tombstone.
You know what, though? I would say Tombstone is arguably a better movie than Big Trouble in Little China. Because I
think it's better, but not that big of a margin. I'd say it's they're this far apart. They're a healthy.
Are they going to say you like Overboard?
No. I don't think I saw Overboard. Did I see Overboard? Christmas Chronicles. those are actually enjoyable. They're not like on the same level as Tombstone, but they are enjoyable.
Tombstone had
Escape
a
from
lot
LA.
of good, look at the actors in Tombstone. There's a lot of good actors.
There are. There's oh freaking what's his name? Iceman. Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'll be your pallbearer.
What I think that's his best role.
Or Huckleberry or
Kurt Russell was in The Fox and the Hound. He was
Yeah.
Copper from The Fox and the Hound. Son of a gun. Learning something new. Fox and the Hound was crazy good.
I
think he was
I wanted to do the third Snake Plissken movie, but he wouldn't do it. But anyway,
anyways, there's a lot of movies. I mean, I could go through. Of course, Kurt Russell was in a lot of Fast and Furious films recently too.
Yeah,
but I won't get into how much.
What about your Guardians movie?
Guardians. I mean, he was Ego. I don't think that was actually. You know what? As far as villains go, he was a pretty doggone cold villain. Like he just casually brings up that he gives Star-Lord's mom cancer and then is like unrepentant about it. Like that is pretty stone cold.
I will say there's a movie that you've not listed yet that it's arguably one of my
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
No, one of my favorites to watch with Kurt Russell. Tango and Cash.
Oh, Tango and Cash.
Great movie.
That's a good one. Miracle is good.
Movie.
Sky High is kind of a joke, but it actually is also a fun movie. It's a fun movie.
And he helped. Yeah, he helped Napoleon and Ilya on a case on Man from U.N.C.L.E. when he was like 12 years old.
Did you ever watch that horrible movie called Soldier that he did?
Soldier? No, I've never heard of that one.
It was this. Yeah, no. Soldier came out when Blockbuster had these movies that go straight to the wall, and they were always like, "Wait, that's not Transformers. That's a knockoff Transformers." So Soldiers popped up, and it was just like he was a soldier that I guess he was programmed, a robot or cyborg or something like that, and he disobeyed orders to help somebody or something. It bombed horribly, so much that I barely remembered it. I'm like, wait, Universal Soldier? No, it was just called Soldier. But yes, Deadpool Wolverine. We'll be talking. That comes out this Friday, right?
Well, it starts showing by me on Thursday, but I'm gonna go see it like a fool at 7:00 in the morning on Saturday. We're gonna
be reviewing that on Sunday. Then Rob and I are gonna review it on Sunday.
Nice.
Because, yeah.
Did you hear the part where I'm going to see it at 7 in the morning? Not 7 at night, 7 in the morning.
How is it available at 7 in the morning?
I don't know, but it is, and there were no seats reserved, so it was the easiest to get the.
That's
best
gonna be a glitch.
No, I bought 4 tickets. It better not be a glitch. There better darn well be people there.
It's 7 p.m.
It's gonna be the real. No, I double checked. It's gonna be the real XD thing.
Is this at a normal theater, like a cheap theater, or
no? Cinemark.
Wow, that's just weird.
I think it's just because it's Deadpool. It's like it's supposed to be like really high in demand.
I mean, what time are you going to bed then?
I'm staying the night at my parents, so I don't have to go drive an extra half hour to pick up my brother and sister, and then I still have to go pick up my girlfriend.
Jeez.
So we're gonna be leaving the house probably at like 6:15.
Going to bed at like 6 o'clock at night.
No, we're staying up the night before because we're gonna be building Lego sets because my brother and I are total grown-ups. And we're going to be watching Lord of the Rings while building a Lego model of Lord of the Rings.
You can build yourself a life too while you're doing it.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm going to see Deadpool at 7:00 in the morning. I'm going to get more done before 10 a.m. than you. You might still be awake. I don't know. You go to bed at really, really absurd hours. So I go to bed
around 6 or 7 sometimes, but I'm trying to get back into normal hours.
Well, we're not here to discuss my lack of a life or our sleep schedules. We're here to talk about comic books, aren't we?
Well, you were rolling with the building Legos and going to a 7 a.m. It was the Lord of the Rings that put me to sleep.
Oh, it was? Well, I'm sorry. I was listening. You would not have liked the audiobook I was listening to today. It was Lord of the Rings. That's why.
There's an excellent chance that you would be correct there.
Yeah.
Jeez. All righty. Who wants to go first?
Age Before Beauty?
Who's it directed towards?
Either of y'all? I'll go. You know what? I thought since I was like the mystery person that hadn't been here, I thought you would want me to go last. But if you're just giving me open season, I'll go
the
first.
mystery person. Do you want to be like wrestling? They show like the mystery wrestler. Who's gonna be his tag team opponent?
What does that even mean? Mystery. I was thinking like the mystery, like those Pokemon pictures. Guess that Pokemon.
Well, they do that with WWE.
Do they do that with WWE?
They back in the day,
stole a gimmick from Pokemon.
Well, no, this is before Pokemon did that crap.
Well, let's give a warm welcome back to the top 5 to Mr. Tuesday Night,
Mr. Four Senses.
See, I would have been happy if I were Zach. I'd have been happy with Mr. Tuesday Night before I start in with before I dismantle all that stuff.
I don't know. We'll probably get called Four Senses tonight, but
we'll never know until you start.
We'll start then. Hey, and look at that. One of my books is already up there on the top row. All right, we're going to start with a DC comic book tonight because like my little thing says, I buy DC, so y'all don't have to. Green Arrow number 14. I don't buy that Detective Comics stuff. Come on, man. Ram B, if you see this, I'm sorry. Does
anybody buy the James Tynion book at all?
Mm-mm.
Issue 39? I don't know anybody.
I don't do. I mean, it's a horror comic, isn't it?
Well, I'm just mad because they still haven't figured out what's killing the children.
I mean, I like the fact that it went past 16 issues. I would almost get it if it wasn't a horror comic. That's not my jam. I don't know
anybody in person or even on here that's reading that book.
I know. Didn't Skip used to?
Skip was the only person I didn't.
Skip might have been.
It was the biggest thing in comics when it started.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing has staying power in this hobby anymore.
Remember the other one, We Live, was the other one?
Wasn't that the zombie one that you were reading with Chichetto?
Well, the other big thing right around the same time was Nice House on the Lake.
Yep.
That was also them.
What? I can't see the Imperial Goddess on the YouTube. I can only see her.
Wait, Zach, tell us about Green Arrow.
Sure, let me tell you all about Green Arrow. It's an absolute power tie-in, but that's not why I'm buying it. No, this is so of course Josh Williamson is coming off of this title by October, so he's in his final stages of being on this book. Same with Sean Isaac, who is the artist. I don't think he's going to be the artist when Chris Condon takes over. So getting in some love while I can, while those two are still on the book. We got Philip Hester doing the cover, who's actually my favorite Green Arrow artist. I know a lot of folks like Mike Grell. Mm-hmm. I like Phil Hester. So right now they've got Green Arrow. They've kind of written him in to where he's been like this. He's this double agent. He sided with Amanda Waller against all the Justice League and everyone, which I think it's going to be revealed that he's a double agent or he's playing Waller. But
my thing is,
I hope that's what they do. I should say.
You're gonna side with me, instead of the Justice League,
That's the thing.
Waller's like, go to jail. I don't need you at all.
That's the thing. I think he's going to end up being a double agent. I hope that's what they end up doing, because otherwise it doesn't make any sense. I told you, Breen. I told you were going to say that.
Amanda Waller, even trusting him at all. Like, I can't see that unless she's that cocky. They're writing her that cocky.
No, she has. So Waller has Ollie under her thumb because Ollie, admitted that he would offer her his services if she let Roy go, because Roy was a member of one of her Suicide Squads for a while. So to get Roy out of it, he sacrificed himself. So I think that was the idea. I agree with Undead Quinn. The story does go a bit too far. I think you could do it in half the issues. But you do have the Arrow family here. You do have, since there are Amazos, since the Amazos are a pretty big plot device, they are going to have Professor Ivo featured in here. And actually, if you scroll down the list to who's featured, there are a lot of the Arrow characters, Arrowette, Arsenal, Red Arrow, all those guys. But then you also have some JSA people in here too that are making cameos.
Jade's look is how I feel. You describing how you like this book.
So, what's that? What's that?
Jade's look at her face.
Oh, Jade.
That's how I feel right now. Talking about you're like.
But yeah, no. Hey, look. You also have I mean, I like the Phil Hester cover because that's also going to be the cheapest one. But you do have one that I would be very tempted to buy, which is Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. If you find that, yeah, that variant cover right there.
You know, we could
These
do.
are beautiful. These are just flat out beautiful.
I've just been right-click and saving these.
You can right-click save. I would do that because then I could rotate it and make it to where it's not on the side.
I've already done
that. But these are really fun. These are really great. But yeah.
Do you know, be great though if they took all these and put them on a poster?
I could see that. That would be nice. Because it's DC and they don't like to make money, though. They won't do that. But that cover's okay too. It's a little too high tech-ish for me.
Is Garcia Lopez still alive?
That's a good question.
No, he died years ago. That's why it takes him longer to do covers.
Oh. I gotta ask, because some of them are still kicking.
Well, look at the picture of him.
Jim Shooter. The fact that Jim Shooter is still around.
They better not wait too long to get him to do another one.
I mean, shoot, Jim Shooter is. Well, he's not as old as I thought he was. Yeah, I thought Jim Shooter was in his 80s.
Yeah, yeah, because I don't know when this was taken though. That's the thing. Because
he's still, like I said. I mean, he's in semi-retirement, but yeah, he's late 70s.
I was gonna say, I don't think he passed away.
But yeah, Sal Buscema just retired.
He's 76. Luis Garcia Lopez. So 76 years old.
Zach,
he's younger than Biden.
He's younger than Biden.
I mean, everybody is younger than Biden.
Man, and unlike Joe Biden, he's still alive.
Oh.
You heard about the?
I heard he finally came out of hiding and got put on an airplane today.
Did you also hear about that call that apparently he called in?
Oh, the recording.
It was actually
so-called recording.
It was AI recording.
The one that Kamala started to call a recording and then she switched mid-word and went phone call. Yeah, I did hear about that. Yeah. Anyway, we're not going to get too political. We don't want to scare off anybody. This is a comic stream though. But yeah, this is my number 5 though. Green Arrow number 14.
We don't need to go to political and scare people.
That's true. The moment you opened this and you saw our faces, that was all you needed.
All right, Mr. Breen. What is your number 5? Do you have 5 this week?
Yeah. Oh, I've got 10.
But he has more books on his pull list than I do.
But I bet they're all indies though.
You got that right.
Yeah, exactly. Of course they are. Yeah, of course they are.
Well, DC de-wades themselves, and I'll start buying a few DCs again.
They're being weighed down.
Yes.
That's good. You should give that to Wes and let him use that for a thumbnail or a title.
My number 5, and this is only because I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not sure. It's Nemesis.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, I said I've become a big fan of the Millerverse, but if it's just a bunch of Nemesis and people like Nemesis just going around killing everybody, then I don't know how much I will like it. But I'm at the point now where I trust Millar. So, by the way, he finally answered the question if it's Miller or Millar.
Yeah. Oh, which is it?
He said it's Miller. But when he got to America, everybody started calling him Millar, and he goes, and it sounded so cool, I didn't bother to correct him. It made me feel. He had some kind of self-deprecating remark about it. Anyway, yeah. So hopefully it's. I mean, I know it'll be good. I'm just hoping there's more to it than just like the first couple issues of Nemesis when he was just going around killing everything in sight.
From my understanding and looking at some of the next couple of issues stuff, it looks like it's going to be a sidekick, story. Nemesis sidekick. Batman always had Robin. This is going to be like the Robin story.
Yeah, methinks they're going to regret letting him live at the end of Big Game.
I think so too, and I'm curious to see when Bastard comes back with having David now being
because it's also it's very reminiscent of something they did in Daredevil 40-something years ago, where Bullseye fell to his seeming death.
Isn't that the one where he almost died, but Matt took him to a hospital?
I think he did, but he was every bone in his body was broken, and
Well,
when we know we'd all been better off had he been.
Here's the good thing, though. We know that he, after seeing Big Game, everything he writes has a purpose. It's gonna, whatever happens here is gonna be connected to what's gonna happen in the other books. Eventually, he's gonna have another event. I wouldn't be surprised about that. But,
calls it round 2.
Yeah.
No, I said I'm sure it'll be good. I said there are other things. There's other Miller books I'm looking forward to more than this one.
Because I want Big Game 2, Electric Boogaloo. But yeah. Other covers, it's the black and white, and then there's the Jay Lee variant where he looks like
Jay Lee. That's actually a really cool one. Jay Lee's covers for me are very hit or miss. That's one I really like, though.
Really? You like the draft neck?
That is hideous.
It's style.
That is a Ditko neck.
You say it, why you say that like it's a bad thing? Steve Ditko was a great.
No, I'm sorry. He was on certain things, but not.
You will throw yourself under a bus for Gil Kane, but you will not respect Steve Ditko.
Okay, the difference between Ditko and Kane, or Ditko and any art, Ditko was a great storyteller, and he was great at doing everything but people.
That neck is horrible.
I've literally seen Batman draw with a similar neck. It's not that huge deal.
If someone's drawing him looking like he's Spider-Man, that's skinny and has a long neck.
Okay, quick, Venkman, do your number 5 before Zach loses another sense. He's down to 3.
I want to know which one it's going to be. He's lost sight and taste.
Yes, I don't know what's next.
Probably
hearing just to tune us out.
Maybe.
My number 5 this week is Rook Exodus number 4.
I forgot Wolverine and Deadpool World War III was out.
Yeah. The second time I've gone past it, too.
I know.
Jeff Johns, Jason Fabek, they've been basically building up this, and I like it. I like this doping world. I mean, I would love to see this as a TV show or even as a movie. It'd be kind of cool. Basically, each of them have their helmets that connect. They really control the animals, but they're kind of losing that ability, and eventually you're going to have the animals turn on them. But they also got these other crazy wardens who have teamed up together to go against them. You're going to have this basically all-out war soon. It's just a guy. He's basically like you said, kind of like Simon Pure in the sense where he's a little more mature. He's like just wants to leave this freaking place, but he's stuck here now. He's stuck working with his ex, and what's going to happen? Is basically the lone wolf, as I'd call him, but he's the Raven though. I guess is stuck working with a pack, the good guys. It's kind of like the Roadrunner. For those who have not seen the Roadrunner, one of the best Mad Max movies there ever was.
Oh, I was about to say the Looney Tune. It's like I love Roadrunner.
Go meep yourself somewhere else. So basically, that was the same thing. Where basically the hero want nothing to do with them, but then sees that there's innocent people there, has a heart, and decides to help save them against the bad guys. That's what you're gonna get with this Exodus. That's my prediction. That's what it looks like. And then and also, what is this guy, the bad guy? What does he possibly want with a dying planet while everyone's trying to escape? So more mystery, more space exploration.
Hey, Vank, did you see where Swerve, Timeless Tony, Will Ospreay, Darby Allin, Orange Cassidy, and Dr. Britt Baker are going to Comic-Con? And they did a poster for it, and they're floating heads.
No, I did not know that.
Awesome.
Respect. I don't know who these people are, but respect for the floating heads.
Okay.
WWE would never do that because they suck.
Okay, I'm sending it to you. I sent it to Sports Ball because I don't know how to put it on here, but if you want to put it up there and educate Zach on what cool is.
That's kind of cool. Be cooler if they were drawn instead of just like photoshopped on. But what's up, Jay Lucian?
I'll do it towards the end of here. So we'll get this through this stuff because we got a cover ranking tonight, or do we?
We do.
Do we?
Superman.
Well,
I
it
fell asleep
sounded
watching.
like he was abandoning us.
I was so upset. I got home late, but I saw the All-Star ranking last night. I want to collect a bunch of All-Star comics now.
It was awesome. You just had to be there.
I believe it. I fell asleep listening to it, and I woke up and listened to the rest.
Alrighty, we're back to the man with 4 senses.
3.
Oh, sorry.
3. I'm at 3 now. My number 3 is the other book from the big
number,
2.
Number 4. Apparently, your sense
number
of count
4. I crossed the streams
1,
between 10th.
2,
Yeah.
3.
Blah blah blah.
So wait. So now with 3 senses, you're kind of like Daredevil when he lost his hearing.
What do you mean?
He was down to 3 senses. He couldn't.
Here's
see,
something else. Something else Zach won't get.
Where are we going for number 4, sir?
Marvel Comics, Vengeance of Moon Knight, the other big 2 book I have this week. You scroll past it. It's further up.
The book without Moon Knight.
Up. There it is.
But
it's in Asgard.
So what's this book called? Absence of the Moon Knight?
Absent of the Moon Knight.
Absinthe of the Moon Knight? That would be a trippy book. Absinthe of the Moon Knight. No, look, you've been liking Moon Knight. Don't even make jokes. You've been liking
this. I looked at this like, oh, it's Tiger and Hunter Moon, but there's
in Asgard.
I'm like, the other thing is that this is the last tie-in, I think, after this.
I think it is. I think this is the last one. It's just going
right into Moon Knight. So I'm like,
yeah,
I want Mark. This is great. Put him into the next book. This should have been the new book. Should have skipped this.
It's Tigra in Asgard. I don't need anything else. This can be a Tigra-centric only one-off. That's fine with me. Also, isn't what's his name supposed to be in here? Like the third person, Wrecker, from the Wrecking Crew, isn't he supposed to be in here too? I thought he was. Anyway, yeah, Hunter's Moon, Tigra go to Asgard to break Khonshu out of prison. This is where, this is how Mark is going to be able to come back because Khonshu is free now. I don't know what else you really need. You got Tigra and Hunter's Moon, who are 2 pretty cool guys. That's actually a pretty cool cover.
That's with the new Moon Knight costume now.
I dig it. Actually, I dig the new costume. It looks good. But I'm not sure how I feel about the Xenomorphs being in the same universe where the Brood are, since the Brood are essentially Xenomorphs.
That's gonna be a different thing.
Anyway, though, yeah, this has been this has just been a fun series. If you can get past the whole Marvel resetting every time something big happens, you got Jed MacKay writing, Alessandro Capuccio doing the art, Rochelle Rosenberg doing the colors. It's just been a great book. I think after this one, there is one. Oh, actually, no. Vengeance of Moon Knight goes on 2 more issues. So Vengeance of Moon Knight is going to go to number 9, and then we'll get Return of Moon Knight. I don't know what it's going to be called, but Mark Spector will be back in like 2 or 3 issues.
In a new number 1?
In the typical Marvel fashion.
They already had a 0.
Morons. Great story. It's the only thing that's wrecking an otherwise fantastic run. Is this constant resetting. It's dumb. But yeah, don't let that dissuade you. This story has been awesome. Anywhere you can pick up Jed MacKay and start his run on Moon Knight, I guarantee you're going to like it. So
I guarantee it looks good on you.
You're going to like the way you look. Anyway. Oh, did we read Undead Quinn's number 5?
No, we did not.
I got you, Undead Quinn. He's reading Feral number 5 as his number 5.
Yep. Fun book.
Nice. And Jay says he's got 4 books this week. Well, go ahead and type your number 4 whenever you want to, Jay. Undead Quinn says his number 4 is Man Goat and the Bunny Man. Beware of the Pig Man. How many animal men are there? Is this an Animen book? Just kidding.
Oh, but a goat and a bunny versus a pig.
My money's on the pig. They'll eat anything.
The goat will eat the pig.
I don't know, man. Pigs will eat
about
human.
What about the Butcher and the Blade?
Yeah, I kind of missed that team. It's been a while. I haven't seen one all. So,
all right, Mr. Breen. Where are we going, sir?
Number 4 is Dick Tracy.
That high up in your list, or actually low in your list?
Rather low, yeah.
It's a low dick.
As I said, there's a lot of good stuff coming out this week.
There is actually. There is a good amount of stuff coming out this week.
So I've enjoyed the first 2. Looking forward to this one, and I said there's some things that that I'm not sure about. Not about this book, which is why this one's even in the top 5. But I said the first 2 issues have been fun. There was a pretty cool reveal at the end of issue 2, and let's see what happens in this one.
Well, it looks like they're gonna have Prune Face. That's my guess. But instead of covers, so. All right, yeah, exactly. I agree. This is a very fun book, and it's a Mad Cave.
I'm just happy to see old timey licensed properties finally shaking off the woke virus that was infecting them 5 years ago.
Wait till you see Dennis the Menace pop up. It's gonna be good. Yep. Hi, I'm Lois. Yep. This is next.
Well, I'm just hoping that maybe we'll get somebody will attempt the Shadow again after the last disastrous bullshit from
Wasn't
you know what I want? I want another Green Hornet, but this time where it's not green and white. That was horrendous.
I love the green and white actually. Bring back. That was actually, you know what? Kevin Smith has written 2 good comic books, and they both start with green. One was Hornet, one was Arrow. I would read that.
Did you read the Batman 66 Green Hornet 6-issue series?
I did not. I think you told me to check that one out.
It's the best thing he's ever written.
Hadn't gotten around to that one yet. That's high praise because I really like his Green Arrow.
My number 4 for this week is Void Rebels, number 11.
Well, that's low for you. I thought that was going to be your number 1.
Because I have
it's a good week. I get it. It's a good
week. The guy told me. Hear him, Mr. Breen. A lot of good books coming out this week.
I get you. Look at that Transformers helicopter.
Yep.
That looks like a toy commercial, a toy ad right there.
War in the Wasteland. Sertonian forces caught up to Derek and Salia, and thankfully they have a little Cybertronian helps Springer to the rescue. Yep. So will Springer take them off planet then? Will they stay on a planet? I'm curious what's going to go on with this because, it's like we know for some reason why they were not allowed up here and they're keeping their 2 planets they merged together, keeping them separate. Also, we got those little snake monsters, squid monsters, guys, that are they're like the tribunal or something that are upset about this. So I mean, there's going to be
the guy with the 4 heads, right? Not the living tribunal, but like the quadricessence.
There's gonna be a space war coming eventually. This planet where both I guess are gonna have to come together. I guess is that what it is?
Something like that.
It's been fun. A lot of comic books here. Look at this. Here's the Ryan Berry San Diego Comic-Con clutch variant. That's Clutch you're watching. See up there. That's Ian Springer in the air. That's Clutch on the main cover.
That's pretty cool art. I actually like that. Wow.
Yep.
Why didn't this guy do Transformers? Who's the cover artist? Ryan Berry?
Ryan Berry.
You need to give Ryan Berry get him on the back burner for Transformers if what's his name ever comes off of it.
Here's the Mateo Ceramona variant. There's a lot of good artists.
That one's pretty good. That's all right. It looks a little too digital. Yeah, it's a little too clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm enjoying this. I mean, for Energon Universe, we got the Miller Universe, World, and then you got the Energon Universe, and we got Ghost Machine. I'm content.
Machine, yeah.
It's been a while since I've actually been all indie.
Then all the Conan stuff that's going on, because it's not just the Jim Zub books. There's like all the Conan stuff.
You know, I need to change my name to All Indie RDV.
Indiana Vinkman.
Ooh, that sounds kind of weird.
I got it. I got it, son.
I know. Indiana V, they'll call me.
You know, all the times that my other son didn't join us when we were enjoying the sport of kings.
Yeah.
I really wish he'd been out there doing his chores, but nope, didn't even get that.
Nope. Alrighty. Let's go to who's next, which I mean is Mr. Breen is number 3.
No, it's Zach.
Or there's Zach. Yes, I forgot about him.
Skipping over. Yeah, well, I mean, I get it. It's me. All right, time to get over to the indie books. Time to get to the good stuff. We got the obligatory too big out the way. My number 3 book this week, and you're going to say, Zach, that seems so low. As we go, you'll see why. We're going with Mad Cave Studios, ladies and gentlemen. One of my favorite writers, Jeremy Adams, has a book out this week. I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that my LCS got the subscription order in time. They better have. We have Flash Gordon number 1. You are going down a ways, sir.
Yeah, that's how far down it is.
Yeah, there it is. I'm hoping that they have a couple of copies. I had to put a subscription order in 2 days ago. I just realized I didn't have an order in for it. But yeah, Jeremy Adams doing the artwork, Will Conrad doing the art. I actually looked up Will Conrad a little while ago, and this guy has a long record in Big 2.
He's good. He also did the Angel and Faith series.
Angel and Faith. Good. He did all of the art for. I didn't know that there were this many issues of Cyborg during Rebirth when they tried to make him like his own thing. Will Conrad was the artist for Cyborg. Just a ton of stuff with Marvel and like the Dark Reign era. But yeah, Jeremy Adams writing. They did a free comic book day of this. It was a lot of fun. I'm not a huge Flash Gordon guy. I know next to nothing about him. The only reason I know the theme song is because Graphic Man showed it in front of all of his streams. But
you mean it's not Thunder Buddies?
Huh? What do you mean?
Ted.
Okay.
You never watched the movie Ted?
I've never seen the movie Ted. I have not. But this looks like a lot of fun. Jeremy Adams is a fantastic writer. Y'all have heard me say that over and again, singing his praises from Flash and Green Lantern and Jay Garrick Flash. Now he's on another Flash book. The art also looks really good from the preview pages that I've seen. It looks like a good sci-fi adventure. This probably will scratch that Guardians of the Galaxy itch that I've been having since I stopped reading Guardians.
There are probably ointments you can use.
There's probably ointments, but this looks like a lot more fun.
His costume reminds you of.
It looks like early Star-Lord, first day Star-Lord.
Well, Star-Lord was based on early Flash Gordon.
There you go. Well, of course.
What was the guy? Something Thunder.
Johnny Thunder?
No. There's an indie book. And then remember they made him like gay, and now he's back to being straight again.
Oh, Pete Thunder.
No, it's Peter. You're thinking of Peter Can Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt, yeah.
But he had short shorts.
I know, but in
his original costume.
I'm just saying the way designs it kind of reminds of some of that's like. So.
Okay, here's something. How old do you think Jeremy Adams is?
Oh, he's got to be late 30s, maybe early 40s.
I say he's probably 42.
Until you saw a picture of him. Yeah, because they talked about him today on that interview on that on West's stream with Mark, and he's like mid to upper 40s, I think.
Okay,
that makes sense.
But and Millar's going to do a 2-hour interview with Jeremy Adams coming up on his
right on
Miller time.
Well, I know Jeremy did like a 5, like it was a roundtable interview between him and Kara Andrews, Dennis Camp. Who was the other guy? There was a 4th guy, but there was like the 5 of them all doing like this roundtable discussion.
Did Dennis Camp, was he serving them coffee and stuff like that?
No, he did seem a little on the, like, you could tell he would try to bring up certain points that would make you roll your eyes, and then everybody else just kind of like steered away from that.
Yeah, because
He was the one guy of the group you could tell thought a completely different way from everybody else.
Well, it's yeah, he would try to bring. Well, let's be honest, he'd try to bring SJW shit into it.
Exactly. Yes.
But it's like it's almost like DC Black Label with the top writers in the industry and Kelly Sue DeConnick. Dennis Camp was the Kelly Sue DeConnick of that round table.
Gotcha. Wow. Yeah, he did seem like an odd choice. Some of the stuff he said I thought was pretty good, but not as much as Jeremy Adams or Karen.
Undead Quinn says this is his number 3.
Nice. Say Undead Twin. We're number 3 twins.
Undead Twins.
Undead Twins. Also, he says Jason Howard is going to be the artist for Transformers after issue 13, which seems weird because they just
like a not ongoing, probably like a fill-in.
I would imagine a fill-in because they just got this guy doing the art for Transformers on there.
I know, but
yeah, that is my number 3.
Where are we going there, Mr. Breen?
Okay, my fingers are crossed so hard on this that you would need a crowbar to pry them apart. Epitaph from the Abyss.
Oh, yeah.
the first quote unquote EC comic in over almost 70 years.
Wow.
I have no illusions or delusions that it will match its predecessor, but I just want this to be good so badly.
You got some good writers on here.
And Stephanie Phillips.
And Stephanie. Yeah, I mean, hey, Chris Condon and Brian Azzarello. I mean, those two are pretty
good. If Stephanie Phillips had any pressure to perform, I mean, she should be writing ingredients on labels because that's about how exciting her writing is. Now, that said, but if it were a different world where, you know, if you, I'll use. When my brother's softball teams, exhausted every name in the Rolodex and needed a catcher, they'd call me. I wasn't anywhere near as good as anybody that he played with, but I played over my head not to embarrass myself.
Mm-hmm.
So, the Phil Hester's on Stephanie Phillips.
That's what I'm hoping.
Hey, Phil Hester is a darn good art man. They always pair the good artists with the bad writers. That's not fair.
Not in this case.
Phil Hester is great, sir. Art is subjective.
Well, it's, but I want this to be good.
Yeah,
I need this to be good. So be good, book.
So which cover? Oh, these are retailers. That sucks.
The one with the 3, with the horror hosts going down the side.
This one.
That's the one I would like, but it's 1 in 100.
I know the one I would like is right here. Is Vanessa Del Rey, where it's like they're in a the young romance.
Just give me something that looks EC and I'll be happy. And then, like I said, fingers crossed that the interior isn't a letdown.
I just like this because this looks like the young romance, but she's a zombie. Although there's the foil variant, which is a red gold foil variant.
Foils.
And then there's the main cover. So the difference is that the foil is a different color.
Yeah, I do. I said they should have used the horror host going down the side as the main cover.
Really? Yeah. It's just this is the Dustin Weaver.
Yeah, it's just because it would give it. I don't know. I said, just fingers crossed. Hope it's good.
Yeah. Then there is the 1 in 50. That looks like an interior page. Why is that a big cover?
Floating heads and hands
and a bear trap and a casket and a hatchet. Yeah.
All kinds of things floating.
Ugh. All right. Hopefully it turns out good for you.
I do too.
All right. I'm shocked. I wonder if he's going for the other book we talked about. It's also come out this week too, as well. There's another huge indie book coming out, but we're not sure. But it's going out through Distillery.
Oh, another Distillery book. Yeah, Distillery's books. I don't know. I haven't read too many.
I have to order through my shop because I know they're not. No one's
not my top 5, but it's on my. I'm getting it if my shop gets it.
Yeah. right.
Wolverine Blood Hunt. Oh, that might be there's another tie-in for Blood Hunt still
Yeah.
going.
Yep.
Wolverine. And I think Strange Academy. Dang, they still got a bunch of tie-ins coming out.
This is the one we're talking about here. I was talking about this one.
Hello, darkness, my old
Garth
friend.
Ennis. I'm tempted, but
Local man.
Now that's on my list also.
Something epic.
but my number 2 is Dick Tracy.
You're on 3 still.
Oh, sorry. I forgot about that. We're on 3, but my number 3 is right next. We already talked about my number 3 anyway.
Did we?
Uh-oh.
I can. Okay, are you still there? Okay, because Vinkman froze for me. Chat, are you still there?
No, I think the problem is in his set.
His power just turned off and came back on. Da, 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 da. So we just get to entertain the troops while our fearless leader reboots. I was going to say, I saw Vinkman froze, but I could still hear the sports coming through the headset. So I was like, what happened? What weirdness is this?
No, I have my TV on the lowest possible volume that can still get sound. So I guess your rabbit ears pick that up.
Yeah, I've got ears like a hawk, if that makes sense. While we're waiting, Jay, you said you have 4 books. What are 2 of your 4 books? Don't leave me hanging. Inquiring minds want to know.
And ours.
And art. That's like the joke. It's like, there's a bunch of people, and we want to know too. And I have no control, so like I don't think I can even present my screen or anything without Finkman's go ahead. Used to be a time when I could do that.
This is like the dark ages. This is like when we only had 3 channels.
I know.
Hey, Zach, put another platter on the turntable and spin it.
What do I have? Do I have anything cool to show off? I don't really. I've got my free comic day of I Lie Popeye that I was reading through. I'm very sad. This is just going to be a limited series. I found out not too long ago. It's going to be like 6 issues, I think.
And now that I have a clean house, I don't have any comics in this room. I can't even reach into the.
I need to clean this room out. All of my new issues, I haven't stored them yet, so they're just like sitting here next to my desk. I need to organize them. I need to get rid of some of mine. I need to sell some. I'm running out of space. I need to go through and figure out like what can I get by because I already have a collection of in the back on my shelf, and what do I want to keep? That's like a full day's worth of work though, so that's gonna have to wait. So Undead Quinn says they're still here. Yeah, good to see y'all are still hanging out. Sorry about this little hiccup. But what else we got here? Yeah, my pull list, some things that didn't make my top 5 this week, but I am picking up. I am still going to be picking up Nemesis Rogues Gallery, even though I'm not a huge Nemesis fan. I'm also getting the Creature of the Black Lagoon #4. That's the final issue. Actually, I was kind of underwhelmed with the Creature of the Black Lagoon.
I think
overall.
that's the general consensus because that's on my list, but it's not on my top 5 either.
Yeah, I really hope #4 just like subverts my expectations and blows out of the water because I like 2 and 3. I really thought started like it flatlined.
It totally feels came out of the gate interesting.
Yeah.
It seems like, and I no pun intended, it seems like 2 and 3 just treaded water.
Pretty much. Like, I don't know. The emphasis wasn't so much on the creature as was on this like serial killer guy that the reporter was tracking down. And I'm like, this is crazy. It's not a serial killer book. It's a Creature of the Black Lagoon book.
And I realized that Dracula is a more compelling story overall.
Yeah.
But the 4-issue Dracula series, miniseries in this series was light years better than Creature from the Black Lagoon. And there's nothing they can do in issue 4 to put it in any kind of even keel. It's just, it's just going to be, my guess is it will sink to the bottom depending on what the next one they do is like. But
Well, then also like the ending of issue 3, I thought was really weird too. Like the serial killer butchers himself into
Alrighty.
becoming the creature.
So my power went off and rebooted. Everything came back on. There's no storms whatsoever going on, so I don't know what's going on. That was weird.
Darn, that means
okay, so you're number 3.
Yeah,
which is
I got
what you're about to show.
my henchmen have failed. Dang it!
Well, your henchman should have gave you access to the actual StreamYard.
Should have. They should have. Yes, you should have. I could have shown StreamYard this whole time, or League of Comic Geeks this whole time.
So my number 3 actually is a book. As I said, it's a book we talked about. Here, scroll down to it. It is. I don't think I passed it up already. No, maybe I did pass it up.
I think you might have.
Maybe I did. That'd be weird. Because it's far up. No, I think it is that far down.
It's one we talked about, huh?
One we talked about, but it's very far down. I forgot how far down it was.
It's an indie book?
It's an indie book.
Is it Eric's? The Epitaphs of something something?
No, I'm trying to find it now. Ooh, where the heck is it? Here.
Creature of the Black Lagoon, Nice House by the Lake, Local Man, Epitaphs from the Abyss, Something Epic, Flash Gordon, Dick Tracy.
There it
Nemesis.
is. Nemesis is the one I'm looking for.
You scroll past that one like 4 times.
I'm glad you can count.
1.
1.
I can count the 4. I can count the 4. All right. So honestly, we were talking about this a little bit. I'm not going to go too lengthy into this, but I'm like Eric. If it's just him just murdering people and that's it, and there's no payoff at the end, it's going to be a horrible book.
Well, it looks like he's not. I mean, it looks like he's going to be in a hospital bed, but it looks like it's like he's plotting what he's going to do. So maybe we'll get lucky.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's going to be his sidekick getting revenge. That's what I feel like.
The boy murder.
Yeah. Why not have a consistency plan in case you're injured? Remember when Bruce was injured? No?
Which time? The time where Azrael became Batman, or the time where it failed safe?
That's what I mean. Yeah. So remember he comes back.
Wait, was Azrael his contingency plan?
Pretty
much. Azrael just took the back suit. Oh, okay.
No, he
been a while.
John Von Valley basically became his substitute.
Gotcha.
So he went crazy. But if you remember this, they remember he comes from a cult. They trained him to be that stuff. So why not? Maybe they were going to replace him, or maybe they have someone else in mind. And if he's smart, he's got someone to help him, like a sidekick he brought in, like an orphan. Why not? Let's evil Robin. It becomes like the new Nemesis. But yeah, that's it for my number.
By the way, you ever wonder why Mark Millar gets all the best artists?
Because he pays the best.
Them. Not only does he pay them, he gives them all the money. He doesn't pay himself for his books anymore because he doesn't need it.
No, he gets royalties. It is.
Must be. He's living that J.K. Rowling life.
Well, no, but his Netflix deal has allowed him to do that, and he genuinely loves this industry, and as I said,
that's pretty rare. Like between him and McFarlane,
and Mark Millar is a 100% normal guy in an industry that's been taken over by loons.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of loons, what's your number 2?
That was a good segue. My number 2, I hate to say it's a book that we've talked about already, especially on a week there's so many good indie books coming out. But it is going to be Dick Tracy number 3, another Mad Cave Studio. Mad Cave Studios is about to come out. They're coming out the door swinging. First of all, this cover is probably the best cover of the week, in my opinion. I don't know. Something about it just screams like old-time movie. I love it. You have the silhouette with the Tommy gun, Dick Tracy and his companions there behind him. The colors are striking. That's just the cover. Geraldo Borges, bravo. My hat's off to you.
You're not getting that connected cover?
Nah. I mean, the connecting cover is nice, but I like the cover A is good. Also, the connecting cover is $4.99, whereas the regular comic is also. Oh, there is no price difference. They're both $4.99.
No, yeah.
Well, I still like this one. Um,
And I'll say this: if it was $1 more, I'd rather give $1 more to Mad Cave than I would to Marvel DC.
I can understand the thinking behind that. I just like this cover more though. But yeah, the story inside has been great. I've been very impressed with Michael Moretti and Alex Segura. Alex Segura especially has I think he was the sole writer on the first issue or two. It's been really good, just a really good like whodunit story. And then as the story's been progressing, finding these like levels of corruption that just go up and up and up. It's been really, really good. It makes me want to go back and watch the old Dick Tracy movie, or watch some like really well written episodes of NCIS.
Wasn't there a black and white serial?
I have no idea.
Old man.
Yes, there were plenty of Dick Tracy serials and movies.
Yeah.
Were they like what, Fruit Loops or Cheerios or Chex? Like what kind of cereals we talking?
If you weren't too old to ground.
No, this has been a lot of fun though. If you've only heard your dad or your granddad talk about Dick Tracy and you're like, who are you talking about? I recommend this comic book. This is a great entry point for like new readers to find out about the character. It's really enjoyable. It moves at a pretty smooth pace. It doesn't get bogged down, I don't think, too much. Very enjoyable. Definitely check it out.
So his initials are DDT.
Where'd you get the second D from?
Detective Dick Tracy.
Okay.
Making a wrestling joke, sorry.
God, Doug, I'm going to start making Lord of the Rings jokes. We're going to see how well that goes. Yeah.
What? Oh, you're still here. All right.
So do you think he uses the detective cutter on his opponents?
Yes, he does. Yeah.
All right, Pa, you're up.
All right, my number 2 is Self-Help from Image.
Zach needs that.
That's a fact.
I bought issue 1 on a whim and was very pleasantly surprised by how good it was. This self-help guru who looks exactly like this down on his luck cab driver happened to meet. There's an accident. The main guy is incapacitated. The self-help guy is. And instead of helping him, the down his luck guy kind of gets an idea in his head. Maybe I'll try being him. We'll see what happens. I said it's very pleasantly surprised by the first issue. I know nothing about the people involved in this book, but I said I really liked the first issue and looking forward to reading this. So that's my number 2.
Owen King and Jesse Killerman. Yep.
Sweet.
Guy, basically what you said. Like a guy, he's an Uber driver. He has a crappy life.
Yeah, Uber driver. That's right.
He happens to pick up his identical twin for a lift. You know, and then they get an accident. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna take your life. You know. Basically, it's like a little over the old 40s. You know, things like, what if you could if you had a new life, take over somebody else's life? You know, chance to do that, and then like always the guy, the original guy, comes back and ruins everything. Just when you have everything down, it's like drama. I don't see this guy Jerry Hauser surviving at the end of the series. But alrighty, my number 2.
Undead Quinn's number 2 is Void Rivals, issue 11.
We already talked about it. We just talked about it before. My number 2 is Dick Tracy. No. My number 2 is Dick Tracy. All I'm gonna say is that what these guys already said, it's a very good book. Probably the best Dick Tracy that's been out in a while. So if you like good Dick, get this book.
I can't even think of the last time Dick Tracy was like a relevant comic book title.
The 90s.
Yeah, that was way before I got into
When
comics.
Disney was doing. It was
Disney was doing Dick Tracy?
Yeah, Disney Dick Tracy's.
Interesting.
In the very early 90s when they're doing
Was
this.
that around when they did the movie with Madonna and
Right around, yeah.
that other guy Warren Beatty?
They did like a limited like a couple of issues or series.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Alrighty. Are we going? I guess that puts us at number 1 status then.
Yeah.
All right. Going ahead and count it down from the top. My number 5 this week is Green Arrow number 14. Number 4, Vengeance of the Moon Knight, issue number 7. Moving on to the indies. At number 3, we got Flash Gordon number 1. At number 2, we have It's Mad Cave's brother, Dick Tracy, issue number 3. My number 1 book, Venkman will be surprised. It is Rook Exodus, issue number 4.
It's not Flash?
It's not. No, Flash. No, I haven't read Flash. Get out of here. Get out of here with that. I might check it out Yo-Ho style one day just to see how bad it's been.
Sorry, Deadpool Wolverine. He no longer loves you.
I will love the movie. I'm being told I will love the movie. No, this is the issue. All right, so here's the thing. Confession time. The first 1 or 2 issues of Rook Exodus were not super stand out to me. I wanted to support Jeff Johns and what they're doing, and they were good, but it didn't jump out to me like Geiger or Junkyard Joe or Redcoat. This though, issues 3 and then lean into what I've seen, what they're trying to do with issue number 4 is like the big bang. Like the first several issues were like this world building. It was like Hickman. I should have realized it was like a Hickman thing, a slow burn, world building, and then boom, here's the action that you want. So yeah, I'm looking forward to issue number 4. We're talking about like giant bears with cannons against giant turtles with missile silos on them.
And they were snakes.
It's just incredibly cool. Princess Python came over from Marvel. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that.
With Speedball?
It just looks. Leave Speedball alone. Speedball deserves more respect. But yeah, this it looks like a lot of fun. I think this is where Rook Exodus really starts to win me over in earnest. Jason Fabok's style is great. Jeff Johns' writing is of course great. So yeah, I can't wait to dig into this.
And
it's $3.99. It's $3.99. That's some of the cheapest, unfortunately. Some of the cheapest books you're gonna find. I love how that looks like a Zoid. It looks so awesome. Anybody remember Zoids?
Yeah,
man,
we love Zoids.
Zoids are great. I wish I still had my models. Dang it, Mom. Throwing them out.
Hey, Zach, look, there's somebody in the chat that has less senses than you.
Hey! Jerry Smith, that's okay. Give it time. Give it time. Also, Undead Quid says his number 1 book for the week is The Sacrificers, number 10.
Like I said, I have a friend who doesn't like Chris Claremont X, but he also doesn't like Geiger or even the Redcoat.
Absolutely wild. Hey, I know people that don't like Doomsday Clock.
I've read it. I can't say.
Can you believe that people like that exist that don't like Doomsday Clock?
All right, Mr. Breen.
I said somebody is not happy that George Washington appears to be the big bad.
Yeah.
In a book called Red Coat.
It's about an actual guy who is from the British Army.
I think was it okay that asked if Jeff Johns was British?
No,
I think
somebody
asked if he was British. Yeah,
it was okay in our group. He's like, is he American? I'm like, dude, he's American.
He's American. Yeah, he wrote the JSA.
Yeah, Maranya, isn't that the truth?
It's so sad.
Obviously, I'm just busting one of my best friends in the world's chops there, Jerry. Well, until now, Jerry, you just went into the Jackson Raykirk file.
I remember when DC's tag used to be drawing the line at $2.99. I thought that was pretty affordable.
Yeah, for people Jerry's old enough to remember when comics were 25 cents too.
Man,
so yeah, hearing $3.99 being cheap, that's tough. Anyway, to recap,
I was gonna say DC went from drawing lines to doing lines.
Yes, to recap. Number 5, Nemesis, Rogues Gallery #1. Jerry has no taste. Number 4, Dick Tracy. Number 3, Zach doesn't have much taste either.
That's
Number 3, Epitaphs from the Abyss. Number 2, Self-Help. And number 1, we've talked about it. I am like that ant with the rubber tree plant. I have high hopes for Flash Gordon. And that's my number 1 of the week.
Flash! Ah! How am I the only one doing the theme song and I don't even watch the show?
Oh, look, my 2 favorite people right there. And I don't think either one of them have wrenches.
They both start with J's. Where's the third J?
Who to time out first? Yeah, I said not only is Jeremy Adams a tremendous writer, Will Conrad is probably the best artist that Mad Cave has ever had on a title. So that means because Will Conrad is definitely superior to the art on Dick Tracy and the other books I've read from Mad Cave, because he's got a big 2 pedigree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I said hopefully this is a sign that Mad Cave is really getting into the fray as a publisher to be reckoned with,
Mm-hmm.
and they can pull more artists of Will Conrad's caliber. That said, I'm kind of like you, Zach. I mean, I've read some Flash Gordon. I knew enough to know that Ming has been redesigned because he was always human.
That's the green guy. That's the scroll-looking
now he's
guy,
more
right?
like a lizard person.
I kind of dig it, honestly. I think it gives more of a sci-fi feel.
But I said, I'm really looking forward to this. Like I said, I am hoping Epitaphs from the Abyss is good. I know this is going to be. I mean, I would be stunned if this doesn't live up to my expectations.
I was surprised today. I was reading through some comments on this. I didn't know anything about who Will Conrad was. I didn't know about all the books he'd done. Apparently, also, he's the artist that Eric July got for one of his books, one of his newer books, I think. And so I was like, wow, this guy's working for Eric July, and he's actually got work at not a big 2 publisher, but still an indie that's coming out swinging. So I thought
think
that was
the
pretty
list
cool.
of people that are persona non grata in the industry based on their associations with excommunicated members of this industry, I think that list has shrunk.
Do you think
probably
tremendously?
Jeremy's kind of dipping his toes in the water outside the DC comic books because he realizes that the big 2 are not going to want him around much longer?
I think it's just him paying gigs wherever they're at. Honestly, I think it's smart. I mean, I wouldn't put all my eggs in a DC basket or in a Marvel basket. I would want to branch out and put stories out wherever I could.
After he got kicked off of Flash, they put him on Green Lantern. How long he's going to stay on Green
Lantern? Wait a second, Jackson. You just invalidated Star Trek, the original series.
He's not wrong, though.
Yeah, but
he's not wrong.
Well, no, Jackson is always wrong.
Except for this. I like Jackson's opinion with this.
Don't.
I'm going to have a shirt next week that says Jackson's #1 fan.
He also invalidated Warlord of Mars, John Carter.
Well, John Carter was a human.
Yeah, but when he went to Mars,
yeah,
some of them actually looked humanoid.
Speaking of shirts,
they had redder skin.
Speaking of shirts, did you see the latest shirt that Super 70 Sports is touting? It's the Star Trek red shirt. And his tweet was, expected lifespan 2 minutes.
Yeah. Also, I love this. Really cool. The little lightning bolt.
Nice.
That is a pretty cool. That is a pretty cool costume. He really does look like Star-Lord. They just gave him a red shirt instead of a blue shirt. He really does look like the way Marvel has been having.
I'm just glad that's actually shirt in the middle, not just he's just wearing a V-neck, showing off his pecs. Ugh. Anyway, my number 5 for this week is Rogue Exodus issue number 4. Number 4 was Void Rebels number 11. Number 3 was Nemesis Rogue Gallery. Number 2 was Dick Tracy number 3. And my number 1, just like my paw, is Flash Gordon. He is surrounded by Doctor Who. Mystery surrounding Doctor Who is putting the strings in these universe. Sorry. When I see the... Or is it surrounding...
Hey. New Who, maybe, not Old Who.
I mean, do they mean like the World Health Organization? Who?
I agree, Zach. The Old Who is much better than the New Who.
Yeah, that's true.
But basically, after Keith Moon died, it was
Well, after Capaldi left is when they.
Oh, you're talking about Doctor Who. I was talking
about The Who. Oh, I see what you did.
I prefer the Guess Who. I keep you guessing. No. Honestly, I'm looking forward to it. I got the free trade, and I not free trade, but the free comic book day version of this. It looks really cool.
Yeah.
And it's a chance to see Jeremy Adams not constricted, or not being controlled by DC, what he can write, what he can't write. And I believe you could see Flash Gordon having a family in this. Wouldn't that be great?
Is it weird if I say I don't want to see him do that again? Like,
I was looking at I was reading Nexus, the daily news paper strips, comic strips, and he has a son and he has a wife, and I kept thinking, like, when if Jeremy Adams was writing this, how much awesome would that be? Like, in Jeremy Adams just writing a character that's outside DC, that's family oriented, because
I think Jeremy Adams can do more than write family. That's why I like him on Green Lantern. Because it allows him to stretch out his talents. He's not restricted to just writing a singular family story. But now he's writing a different character. He's he's stretching out his artistic talents to not just do a family story. Yes, he can. We know he can do that well. But between Green Lantern and this, he has a chance to write
you heard it here, folks. Zach is against the anti-family. He's basically he's against the nuclear family. He doesn't want to have families.
I think it's smart to have multiple tools rather than just
multiple
one-trick pony
characters, so we can get Action Comics to show up.
You want a one-trick pony storyteller. That's all you want.
A one-trick? Wow.
You want a one-trick pony. You want Wally West and his family.
Are you
Peter Parker and his family. You want Flash Gordon. All you want is family books, which is fine. Family books, family stories are great, but they're not the end-all, be-all.
Excuse me, sir. You are closed-minded if you think he can only do one trick with that pony.
You can only do... Yes, Paul. He started it.
I will ground both of you.
He started it.
Now, since we are pressed for time, are there any trades this week worth blazing through?
Yes, there's the Tim Drake Compendium #1.
Son of a...
Flex the
Oh, okay, it's good, Tim Drake. Okay. I looked away for a second. I was like, Megan Fitzmartin, Tim Drake has a compendium?
That is coming out this week. Dude, it's $60 and it has pretty much the first 90 series, everything.
Is it it's the Chuck Dixon one, right?
Yes.
That's worth buying for sure. Absolutely.
Get that.
More than all that other stuff up there.
Speaking of Kirkman, but not, he's not on here.
Dixon?
No, Jeff Johns.
Jeff Johns. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, he did write that story, didn't he?
That came out in the Image anniversary magazines they had.
Yeah.
Dead. That was the other story. So this, the Tales of the Unnamed, this ties in with Junkyard Joe and all those guys. So if you haven't read this story, I recommend you read it. Also, Friday, did not read it. It's a Brubaker book. It can't be bad, but I remember Breen. I think you said you weren't into it as much.
I thought that was another one.
It just, I totally missed the second one, and it wasn't like the Ethan Reckless series or Criminal. It's actually considered a YA novel.
It's the art that when I saw the first.
Well, Marcus Martin, who also did a lot of Spider-Man's during One More Day. I do not like his art.
Yeah, that's another thing.
It was better suited to this than superhero stuff, but yeah, it's just it was good. I mean, Brubaker doesn't write bad books, but it wasn't. I didn't care enough to go back and find the volume that I missed.
I remember telling Skip and Ash this, like, as I saw the art, and I said, no, I love Brubaker, but like, this isn't Criminal series. It looks totally different. And the art is just too. Talking about cartoony art, this looks very, very cartoony.
Well, you would have liked it because I know you like Torrent, and Marcus Martin's better than the guy that did Torrent. But it just, again, like I said, it's just
I don't know.
I said it wasn't. It wasn't anything I felt like I had to keep reading. I guess.
The more I keep hearing that Blizzard, I want to go to Dairy Queen. I want to go to Blizzard.
Don't say that. I'm on no sugar.
She-Hulk Epic Collection to die and live in LA. So
that's weird. They put the. Oh no, that's right. That's the cover for issue 60.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rip up your X-Men.
Batman vs. Robin by Mark. I don't give a shit.
So I remember when Shadowland was coming out, a lot of people weren't into it at the time. Has enough time passed? Is Shadowland acceptable now?
Well, I loved it when it was coming out.
Did you?
I said it's really good.
I remember liking parts of it. I thought the Daredevil having a black suit was kind of like too much like Spider-Man, but I liked the way it looked.
They actually they really leaned into Daredevil as the villain.
Yeah.
And obviously since it's comics, they had to put the toys back in the toy box properly when it was over. But it was a huge crossover, and again in those days, the crossovers in the miniseries were worth reading.
Yeah.
And I said I probably like Shadowland better than others, but I did like it a lot. So yeah, I would. But I don't know if I would recommend the hardcover omnibus. I would look for cheaper alternatives to consume it.
What year is this? 2008, 2007?
2009 and 10, I believe.
Yeah, something like that.
Because it was going on the same time as the rest of the stuff they were really doing well with.
14 years ago? Jeez.
Wow. Feels like
House of M, remember? Look how old that is.
House of M, yeah.
That's 20. That's almost 20 now.
That's just the companion.
I remember old just looking at this. The fact that
there were companions and tie-ins out the wazoo with House of M.
$100.
Good lord.
Fantasy 4 Epic Collection.
Nice.
Yep.
A lot of Epic Collection
that's
goodness.
The Simonson run.
Yeah, and you can skip this. This is Orlando. And then
that's the new stuff? Yeah.
You can skip this.
Yeah, it was kind of fun.
This is skip. But I'm probably selling all my books, so if anybody wants it for cheap.
You know what? What's depressing?
What's that?
When you're talking comics and you say Orlando, knowing that we're talking about Steve and not Joe.
I know. If it was Joe Orlando, I'd be like, dude, don't pass this up.
Well, if it was Joe Orlando, that'd be pretty impressive.
Yep. They
Thunderbolts.
Grendel on the best too.
Old school Thunderbolts.
5-6.
Or old school-ish Thunderbolts.
Yep. The Witcher. Then we get into some manga stuff. There's the next Creepy volume, number 7.
I'm currently reading that.
Nice.
Hey, look.
70 pages in.
Here's the art of something that no one's reading.
Somebody's got to be reading it.
Well, I'll tell you what. I wish I had the first printing of the first couple issues.
For real.
Right.
I mean, I would have sold them already, but because they're never going to be worth more than they were maybe like a year ago.
Yo, Delicious in Dungeon manga though, volume 14.
Oh, there. I was like, Rugrats.
Watch the Netflix anime. It's really good.
I didn't know that Rugrats even had a comic book.
That wouldn't surprise me. It was probably like
Sailor
a 90s.
Moon. They're doing that. I guess we're doing that.
Yeah.
Apparently. Huh. Then we get into Defenders.
Marvel Masterworks.
Governor Works, sir.
Oh, freaking A. Marvel Governor Works. 100 issues of Defenders.
Wait till you read that issue of All-Star Comics with the Waffle Governor.
The Waffle Governor? Bronze Age comics are
Orson Welles, Warrior of the Worlds. Then we're getting into some really weird manga stuff.
Yeah, well, it's manga.
I usually filter this crap out because it gets the way out of the good books.
Did we skip One Piece? I thought One Piece had anyone. Hey, there's Somna. That's a distillery book you talked about.
Yeah.
Or you talked about distillery.
Yeah, same thing, but it's different. That's not Somna's not the book I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. Superman Lost. Isn't that the Christopher Priest book?
Yep. That's why Superman's lost.
No,
there is one book coming out, and I'll go. There's a story coming out this week, and I'll show it quick, and then we'll end it here. Two Distillery, I saw it.
Ninja Turtles. No,
no, it's not Ninja Turtles.
Conan. again.
If this wasn't Mark Russell, I'd be picking it up.
Man, that just looks weird to me. I'm sorry.
It's Mike Allred.
Yeah, I know. Mike Allred looks weird to me. Not him personally, his artwork.
Where is it?
Are you looking for Conan?
No, it's a distillery book.
Oh.
It's like, it's really cool. The Big Burn. This is the book. If I can get this, I know
who's writing this.
This is basically the updated story, basically of Bonnie and Clyde. They made a deal with the devil. They're safe, or basically, and in exchange, they basically gave their other souls, but they realized that they no longer love each other. The love's gone because they don't have their souls.
Oh, it's one more day.
So basically, no. Out of a deal for their freedom for their very souls, but they feel without their souls, love is missing too. So they set out to recruit a crew of the damned, basically for the ultimate heist: break into hell, steal their souls back. So by Joe Henderson, who worked on Skyward and Shade Crap, but I'd never heard of. He also worked on Netflix Lucifer. One of the writers,
which was good.
Yeah,
huh.
Actually, and then one of the writers for episode 5, or episode 4 of Cobra Kai new season is Chris Rafferty, who also wrote on Lucifer.
Interesting.
Yeah. Thrilling journey of the series before, a place to resign to give people hope so that the devil can torture them when he takes it away again and again. That's right, hell is a casino, and even with the greatest team of thieves, the house always wins. Ocean's 11, Inception, Lucifer, Out of Sight is basically if you love those, you'll like this.
So
this magazine size, remember,
it is, and so it's going to be more expensive.
$9.
But here's the thing: this sounds like a mashup of One More Day, and then where Doctor Strange saw Las Vegas was turned into hell by Mephisto. It seems like a mashing of those two, which I don't hate. It sounds interesting. We'll see.
Alrighty, but yeah, that's it for this week. I hope you guys had fun. Hope you found some books here.
Lord knows there's plenty to find.
What's up, Gucci? What's up, Rhaegar? What's up, Jackson Ray Kirk? And Jerry, it's great to see you here too. Miss Marania, Eloise, Undead Quinn. Who else was here too? Was anybody else? I think that's it. Anybody else who's watching hasn't commented? Hello. Fortunately, we were at the end of this, so we have to ask you, if you haven't done so, please click like, subscribe. There will be a Ko-Fi link going down here if you want to support the channel, or you can actually just do a super chat too. We accept super chats. Although Ko-Fi is more preferred because YouTube gets none of our money, because they only want to monetize us because we don't have 1,000 subs, even though we have 3 times the watch time required.
So after you super chat, go and tell your friends to come here and subscribe.
Speaking of watch time, let's give Eglantine some as we rank the first 12 covers of Superman.
If he's there, because he made it sound like he was going to be there tonight. He's trying to pawn it off on me.
I don't think. Yeah, he said I don't think he's going to be there tonight. I think LK was.
That doesn't change anything, but it will be.
The math will be great.
It'll be tougher to get a 10. Anyway, you joining us, Zach?
Yeah, I'm in for the night. Sure.
All right, cool. Well, let's end this and head on over.
Later, guys.
Skippity doo
We'll see you next time on Thursday of the Best of the Week, where we follow up these books, see which ones are actually our favorites and which have been knocked off to the side.
Come and find out if Breen was disappointed with this week's books.
I'll still be in shock from having met Aaron in person.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's meeting me in person.
Right. Yeah,
that's right. There needs to be a picture so that we can see how short he is.
No, he's taller than me.
Oh, is he really? Oh, I thought I was got the impression you were taller than him.
Like I said, there needed to be a documentation of there so we can see the look in your face when he shows the door and you're like, crap, he's here. Or as he goes to the neighbor because he's dyslexic. Later.
All right, bye, folks. Happy New Comic Day.
Good night, kids.
Thanks for watching.